Good morning. We are live on Facebook Friday, and I'm so happy you're joining me today. I want to share with you a couple of things, especially about what you see is what you forget. Wow, isn't that amazing? I've been doing a little research on our perceptions based on this week's content and our eyes and what happens when we look and what happens when we see. Thanks for joining me. If you would like to get notifications of when Facebook Live is happening for Bodywise Bodywork, just press the video and choose Notify Me, and then you'll know when we're live, which is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays now, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm so excited that you're joining me today. Hi, Stuart Hopkins. Welcome to the Bodywise Bodywork Facebook Live program. Today, What You See is What You Forget is really a fascinating study in how our brain interacts in the world and what we use in order to take information into our mind and process it. We've been talking about eyes. And 90% of our perceptions are actually reality that we impose on what we're able to see. And what's really interesting is that old adage, that your head follows where your eyes are looking and then your body follows your head. That's so fascinating because everyone knows when you're driving and you look at oncoming traffic, your head turns that way and you begin steering that way. Danger, danger. Keep your eyes on the road. And the truth is, what you focus on is what you see. So we can back it up even a little further. Hey, Kevin Hales, thanks for joining Bodywise today. When you think about what your eyes see, which then your head follows and then your body follows, you can take it one step further and understand that while you may be seeing something, it's actually what you're choosing to focus on that gives your mind the attention and the picture of what your eyes are taking in. Here's a great example. Take a moment and look around and see everything that's in the room and the color green. So in my room, the walls are a type of green. I'm wearing this green on my neck. There's green in the outlines of the Seahawk word. I have a green 3-pound weight, right? Just notice everything that's green. I've got a little striped bag underneath my chair that's green, right? All the interesting things that are green. And now close your eyes and tell me everything that was pink in your room. Did you see anything pink? When I think about it, I didn't notice anything pink. And that's because I asked you to focus on the things that were green, and I asked my mind to focus on the things that were green. And because I asked for a specific focus, and that was green in this case, I chose to see and perceive everything that was green, and the things that were pink weren't there. They actually weren't noticed, even though we know that our eyes can pick up an entire scenery, an entire room of objects, of people. What we focus on is actually what we pay attention to. And if I look around, I actually don't see anything. Oh, I see one thing that's pink. The one thing that is pink is a little card in a holder over there that says, I am what I create in the world. Isn't that interesting? So when I ask you to look at green, you notice what's green and your attention is focused on the green things. But then when I ask you what was pink, you may not know what was pink. You may not have seen what was pink. Your brain didn't focus on that. I have another great example. Yesterday, my husband made a comment that just irked me. I was talking with my children and trying to negotiate an argument between them. One was upset because he had been spoken to very sternly and in a yelling type of voice. Now, the voice wasn't a loud yelling, but it was a yelling. And the other one said, I did not yell, right? And standing in his truth about not yelling. And my husband from way back in the other end of the house said that my youngest son and I perceive everything as yelling when we don't want to hear what's being said. And I said, what? I don't understand. And that just irked me because I didn't feel like I was getting the support from my husband in a moment of parenting. I didn't feel that I was able to express myself because I was trying to make dinner and get dinner done quickly because my youngest had his first baseball practice. And my husband was in the other room and he wasn't participating in what needed to happen in the house in order for things to go smoothly. He was just sitting in the back room, and I felt like making a judgment and not trying to help with the negotiation between my children. And I was irked. And I spent the whole evening being irked about that and trying to understand, why would he say that? Is that true? Do I do that all the time, right? So my focus became so singular on something that was said and something that was an implication about me, that the rest of my evening I was really uncomfortable. I didn't want to speak with my husband. I didn't want to hear what he had to say about baseball practice. I wasn't engaged in the conversation he was trying to have with me. I was beside myself because, why? I was focused on something he said, and I was asking myself a set of questions that put blinders on my eyes, and I couldn't see the pink. I was only focused on the green. And the truth is, I love my husband dearly, and I really enjoy my life, and I think we're doing a great job of parenting our children, considering all the things that we're up against. Except last night for hours, that situation happened at 5, and I was still thinking about it when I woke up at midnight, which I don't normally do, and then I woke up again at 1:30, which I don't normally do, and then I was awake again at 3:30, which I don't normally do, right? That was so deeply embedded and focused on my mind that even when my eyes were closed, my brain was still trying to process that information. Now, get this. What if I had chosen to focus on pink? What if I had chosen to focus on the fact that I love my children? What if I had chosen to think about how wonderful my husband has been, how long we've been married, how much I love him, and how much he does for the family, instead of focusing on this one thing he said about me and what I think about angry and disappointment and right? I've put it out of my head. I'm thinking about pink now and not green, and so I don't even remember exactly what it was about. Although if I decided to focus on it, I could come up with it again. So I encourage you to create your own reality. This morning, I did a brilliant thing. I woke up a little after 7, and I remembered something Tony Robbins said, and then I remembered something Louise L. Hay said. In fact, I posted it Thursday afternoon in Facebook. It was, every thought that we think is an affirmation for our life, and it's even an affirmation for us having a positive life, or it's an affirmation of how negative we perceive our life to be. And this morning, when I woke up and realized I had spent so much time thinking about this uncomfortable, disappointing situation, that I decided to take my life by the horns and say, I am going to think positive about my life, and no matter what my husband says, no matter what my children do or say, no matter what I believe might be going on, I am going to choose to focus on the positive, on the love, on the connection that we have together as a family, and I'm going to promote that. So I would like to encourage you, today's Friday, to take today, to take Saturday, to take Sunday, and focus on what you want to see in your life and see what comes in your life, and we'll check back with you on Monday morning to see how well you did. Take your life by the horns and focus your eyes on what you truly want rather than what's happening to you or what the negative things are. And I promise you, you will have a completely different experience of what your life is. Thanks for joining me today. Remember this weekend to think positively and choose what you want to focus on, and that will allow you to think head-wise, feel heart-wise, and move your body-wise. Thanks.